Hello and assalamu alaikum. So I have a bone to pick with, an axe to grind with the conservative voters of America. This also includes perhaps the Christian nationalists, the Maha crowd, and all the other conservative voters as well. And I'm specifically talking about the voters because they are the people who bring into power the politicians that ultimately wield the power to decide the fate not only of America but for the past many decades the entire world. So what are you doing? This is my question to the conservative voters of America. What happened to you? You know, I am coming from a place of alliance and fellow travelers, because while we follow different religions, the American voters follow Christianity and I am a Muslim and generally representing the Muslim feeling right now. But I'm pretty much consider myself a conservative as well, although maybe a centrist in some aspects and in a very few liberal. But generally, most of my approach towards life is being a conservative. So I know what it is to be a conservative, what it entails. Because while liberals have stumbled onto certain moral rights in this era, but I thought we conservatives believed that we have been bestowed with these moral rights by our God since time immemorial, at least from the time our scriptures were revealed. So how is it that we end up electing and siding with politicians whom we know are just utterly corrupt and morally bankrupt? And again, I'm not only singling out the American conservative voters. This happens in Pakistan as well. The worst people in terms of corruption and moral degradation, moral turpitude, are the conservative voters, not the liberal voters. In fact, at the side of liberalism, morality is often the deciding factor for whether to vote someone or not. That is why they're so shaky always, because a person who was considered to be moral, some moral infringement of his comes to the fore, and the voters immediately change their minds. Okay, we thought that this person is an ethical person, he's not, so I'm not going to vote for him. But that apparently does not happen for conservative voters, and that just amazes me. What I have been able to gather up till now is that conservative voters have some very specific ticks in their ego that have to be stoked. If there comes forth a politician that is able to stoke those particular ticks in their ego, they don't care what else that person is doing, how much of a liar that person is, how much of a cheater that person is, and now what we are seeing in America, how much of a rapist and pedophile that person is. All that can be brushed aside if that person is able to stoke those particular ticks in your ego that no one else is stoking. Now, granted, many of those things that are important to the conservative voters are important, no doubt about it. I mean, the whole LGBTQ saga, the immigration stuff and talking about the world in terms of religiosity or using some semblance of biblical notions in your everyday life and decision making. These are things that are and should be important to conservative voters, no doubt about it. But do you realize how easy it is for people to just exploit these tics of yours? People like Elon Musk, people like Trump, people like the drunkard Pete Hegseth, people who are just awful in their personal and public lives. Documented cases of immorality against those people. They do not, by a long shot, follow the biblical way of life. And somehow, these are the people you think are going to bring about the end of times by building the third temple or fourth temple or whatever it is you believe in it. You think God uses such kind of peoples to, bring about the prophecies that He made through His prophets? That just amazes me. Your simplicity, oh conservative voters, is destroying the entire world. I'm calling it simplicity because in most cases it is, but in many cases it is also pure dumbness, pure old-fashioned dumbness. And then there are your politicians who fall in neither category, neither simple nor dumb. They are hypocritical. They are exploitative. They exploit your notions of religious right and wrong and use it to fool you, to come and become slaves to whatever dominant Walton Shong is going on in the world that they think could benefit them. We Muslims, we had prophecies about present day America. Not present day, maybe about 2.5 decades ago America. We had prophecies in Islam that fulfill no one else but the nation of United States. We have such detailed and discreet prophecies that how this nation would come forth and it would establish justice in the world. It would rule the world with Jesus' morality. That all happened after the World War II up till the end of the 20th century. But that is over now. We again had prophecies that clearly stated that then Jesus is going to die, metaphorically of course, meaning that that nation, that Christian nation, would just stop being good and slowly become evil. And that is what we are witnessing. But it is all on the backs of conservative voters. How could you back politicians who clearly violate the injunctions of the Bible or morality? Do you think attacking a nation while negotiating with it is the moral thing to do? Is it? Do you think the Epstein files lot ruling you right now, they are the moral people who are going to help build the third temple? This is what you believe? What kind of a God do you believe in, by the way? We Muslims have always had a soft corner for the Christians, particularly. It's there in the Quran as well. But we always thought that was because you follow a God that is very close to our morality as well, Muslim morality as well, and something that appeals to the entire world also. He's a just God. He's a moral God. You think he would employ these immoral people in his service? The worst of your people are your rulers right now in terms of biblical morality, and somehow your dispensationalist pastors and religious guides are telling you that these are your saviors. You know, I wouldn't care. We wouldn't care about it, whatever was happening in USA. But right now, the entire world is suffering the consequences of your decisions. That is why some sense has to be hammered into your heads. I hope you do see that all the other Christians are also standing on the side, not backing your these dispensationalist nut jobs like Trump and Hexeth, etc. Why? The Catholics aren't standing with you. The Anglicans aren't standing with you. The Orthodox aren't standing with you. Even many Protestants aren't standing with you. There is a reason for that. Not only because they have different eschatologies and different interpretations of certain passages of the Bible, they're also not standing with you because it is so obvious that the people brandishing the end of times prophecies right now, they are not doing it out of the goodness of their hearts. They are doing it to exploit you people, to stay in power. Open immoralities are being conducted, are being done by your nations right now, attacking schools, attacking populated areas, civilian areas, attacking energy infrastructure, and then you have somehow managed to live in a system where the media also does not communicate you these things. Anything done by the same things done by one nation are labeled something else, and another nation are labeled completely differently. So I want the conservative voters to look into their hearts to see if morality is on their side right now, and realize that you don't have to do anything to God to bring God's prophecies about. He'll do it out of his own self. He'll provide the lamb. You don't have to bring the lamb. This is what we Muslims also believe, and some of our fundamentalist factions also had long ago embarked on these similar lines. Look where it took them. They also thought that, okay, we have to bring about the Mahdi and the second coming of the Christ, so we have to prepare the land for it through our violent struggles. That is the folly that you are also committing right now. There is no third temple. The third temple promised in the Bible was Christ himself. He is there among you. Follow him. That is the Muslim message. We would have it, the best outcome could be that you discover that Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the true prophet and believe in him. But if you don't, please keep following Jesus. And he would never tell you to follow these morally bankrupt people. Look at the disciples of the Christ, how simple lives they spent, what kind of morality they espoused. You think these multi-millionaires, cheaters, drunkards, rapists, these are your people? God chose them? So please, you're about to bring about World War III just because you cannot discern between who is exploiting you and your beliefs and who are the Muslims who are standing right beside you, they would go to any lengths for you to follow Christ. Please follow him. And please open up a channel, a debate channel with Muslims. They're going to tell you how you have misinterpreted your prophecies. Your prophecies have already come true. Jesus came and went just a few decades back. And he ruled the world both with kindness and with an iron scepter. That time is over now. And now it seems you are hastening the end of the world. You people have become a self-fulfilling prophecy. The Jewish understanding of the end times is completely wrong, and you're falling for that. They believe their Messiah is about to come, while their Messiah came about 2000 years ago. He was the Jesus Christ. They denied him. They missed him. How could their prophecies be true by now? And somehow dispensational school of thought has come up right besides the Jewish end times understandings. I don't even care if you still think that is what it is, but do you think God is going to bring about these prophecies through these unethical, immoral people who are clearly violating all norms of behavior, international rules and laws, and morality? Trump couldn't name a single verse from the Bible. A single verse. Ted Cruz didn't know where the prophecy was in the entire Bible. He still thinks Israel of the Bible is the Israel of today that came into being in 1948. That's the Israel God was talking about 2000 years ago. Mike Huckabee Sanders thinks that violating all norms of international law to grant Israel the entire land of Eretz Israel promised to them in the Bible would be okay. So please gather some sense and try and focus on your Bible. Focus on the things that you think people brandishing it should be personifying. Do you find those traits in these people? You don't know the kind of atrocities your armies and the armies you support, the Israeli armies, are committing right now in Iran. We believe God is going to judge all of this on the day of judgment. We believe in a just God, in a moral God. Yes, He'll punish Muslims, He'll punish Christians, He'll punish Jews, He'll punish all other believers or disbelievers because they did immoral acts. We have a famous motif in the Quran. نبّ عبادي أني أنا العزيز الرحيم أني أنا الغفور الرحيم وأن عذابي هو العذاب الأليم. Tell to my people that yes, verily, I am the most compassionate, the ever forgiving. But also tell my people that my punishment, my torments are the most painful of punishments. We believe in such a God. He does both things according to whatever the person deserves. And the open immoralities being committed by your armies and your nations right now, they will not go unjudged. Inshallah, we know that. But why are you destroying your own souls in the process? Why can't you stand up for the biblical good? What Jesus taught you? To care about other nations, to care about the sufferings of other people. So I just wanted to talk to you directly, and I'll keep talking to you because I know the morality we share does not lead us to places where it has apparently led you to. I hope this has an effect.